We're here at Spruce Grove Park in Whistler for a hands-on demonstration with Stihl's electric landscaping tools. Now, contractors and municipal crews from across the Lower Mainland are going to be putting these battery-powered machines to the test, and we're going to be speaking with the people behind them, as well as some of the folks who are going to be using these tools every day on the job for a quieter, cleaner, and more sustainable future. Welcome to the Go Electric Fleet Show. This is where we sit down and chat about EV fleets, infrastructure, and more. Join us as we explore EV fleets here in BC. For decades, gas-powered landscaping tools like blowers, mowers, and trimmers have been an unavoidable part of our neighborhood soundscapes. If you've been woken up at the crack of dawn by landscaping motors roaring on your days off, this equipment can also be a source of a lot of frustration. But there's good news. Your wishes to sleep in may be granted by a new wave of electric landscaping equipment. This new generation of tools is transforming how crews work, how communities sound, and how cities meet their climate goals.
There's a big push for battery equipment in the industry, and without the end users and municipalities having a chance to use it, they don't know where to go and how to go about it. The drive is simply because the market is driving this. If you aren't getting into the electrical field, you're basically getting out of this business at some point in the future. So getting into this, battery-powered products, you're getting away from all that, particulate. You're getting away from all those emissions, and you're reducing noise, which is a big thing too. A lot of municipalities are adopting bylaws that now you can't use blowers in downtown city cores because of noise complaints, and you're now getting away from that. And emissions is something that's obviously a big bonus to that as well.
Equipment manufacturers like Stihl are responding to the demands of the market. Electrification isn't optional, it's the future. Crews are being handed battery tools not just for testing, but for daily use on job sites, cementing the long-term and permanent transition away from gas-powered tools.
We've been actually testing electric equipment since 2015 was when we bought our first piece of electrical equipment from Green Machine. And what we just found is over the years, we've tried Shendawa, and we tried Milwaukee and DeWalt, always looking for a solution that would help us with our brand. The greatest benefit is really to the crew. Mm-hmm. It's fantastic. I don't think that the stress of using a gas-powered equipment is fully appreciated. That noise is immense. The second thing is also for the crew. The small particles that are emitted through two-stroke and small four-stroke engines is going to be a lingering effect for all people using them. Tertiary would be to our clients. Our clients, they love it. Like, they don't even know we're there most of the time. And they're really happy. Their neighbors are also happy. They love it. We've had people come up to us and just compliment us on using it. Having government incentives does basically help sway your thoughts on purchasing or not purchasing it, because gas-powered equivalents are about a third of the cost. So for operators to make the switch, they really need to see that cost benefit. And I think with new technology, it's sometimes difficult for them to see that. So I think a rebate program is a good thing for that. Obviously, there's limits on that too that you can do.
When I first started 25 years ago, we were focused on the noise level only. We had no idea about pollution and all that sort of stuff. So I got tired of blowers. I got tired of people yelling at me because of blowers. I got the bird more times than I can count. Fireworks thrown at me, 7:30 below someone's strata window, and you're out, right? So that was basically the start of it. And I got tired of smelling like two-stroke all the time. And then in the last 4 years, our fleet's gone all electric, which has helped with the electric transition altogether. So one of the big fears guys have is they're gonna have to drive around with 20 batteries sitting in the back of their truck in order to get through a day. We send our crews out with 6 because we charge off of the battery on the truck, which is all our trucks are Ford Lightnings or electric vans. There are times when we're on a property, people will come and go, oh, we didn't know we were here, and we'd been there for 4 hours. The noise level is that's usually what gets us through the door. And then we have a fairly good horticulture basis, but that's the lack of noise that gets us through the door.
For early adopters, electrification isn't a pilot project, nor is it in a trial period. It's already business as usual. Crews are running full days on electric zero-turn mowers and recharging the batteries for their electric trimmers and blowers right from their electric fleet vehicles. The difference in sound and in customer reaction is night and day.
What's happening though is that there's bylaws and there's city councils that are pushing this. And I think that for a lot of landscapers that are maybe, quote unquote, maybe a little more old school or are resistant to change, because we're all a little bit resistant to change, they're gonna find that they're at a point where they're not gonna have a choice. And then it's a wholesale trade out because of a bylaw or a city council decision to ban certain tools. So I think the smart municipalities and commercial guys like the two that were here today and the municipality here is that the transitions are happening and happening now. Maybe not a wholesale trade out, but they're starting to replace worn out tools with battery as opposed to replacing it again with gas.
According to Metro Vancouver, small gas-powered equipment produces about half as many emissions as the close to 1.5 million passenger cars and trucks in the region. That pollution contains volatile organic compounds, or VOCs, fine particulate matter, nitrous oxides, and carbon monoxide. Carbon dioxide is also released, further exacerbating human-caused climate change. With the transition to fully electric equipment, however, no direct emissions are created and noise pollution drops. In other words, air quality goes up, and health risks for the community at large go down.
When you start with something new, especially electric equipment, because just like cars, everything is based on sound. So your crews initially have to get used to the proper use of the power, because the tendency would be to put it on full power. And if you drove a Tesla at full power, you would never be allowed to drive again, right? So it's the same thing with the electric equipment, really working with people to help them understand the capabilities of the machine, looking at what the machine is actually doing rather than relying on purely sound.
With gas-powered equipment, you've got a lot more maintenance components. You've got carburetors, you've got spark plugs, you've got air filters, you've got to mix the fuel, you're running fuel. With a battery tool, all you are is basically maintaining the grease points, the wear points, and maintaining the battery. That is it.
From reducing noise pollution and helping keep the air cleaner, to keeping crews healthier and happier, electric equipment is changing the game for landscaping companies. The hum of electric motors is quickly replacing the rattling roar of gas engines, making the soundtrack of our cities something that everyone can enjoy. Make sure to subscribe to our channel for more updates on fleet electrification and other sustainable transportation solutions. Thanks for watching the Go Electric Fleet Show.